I feel very much embarrassed when I'm talking about this. Everybody wants loyalty. None of them are actually thinking about competence. Every major leadership individuals, officials, they always focus on loyalty. Who is supporting my perspective? Who is with me? Because of that, this is getting ignored. Your most high performing employees, they are leaving the organization because of you are making the people who are near to you as the next in line. What about the person who is working hard, who is striving hard for the organization? That person is not even getting recognized. What are you leading the way for? One of my friend who happens to be Navy, he said the same thing. In Army, competence matters. Loyalty is the least concerning factor. He gave me one example. I was completely blown away. As a leader, I have also done the same mistake. Whosoever like listens to us or like hears us out, we are making them to be the next in line. But that is such a wrong thing. Why? Loyalty trap. This is real. Loyalty trap is real. Loyalty trap will lead you to take bad decisions. You're not realizing you are infesting, you're breeding incompetence. Incompetence. You are literally infesting the team with lots and lots of incompetence. It is high time that you start realizing that. I have also done the same mistake. As a leader, I have ignored the competent people. We always take a back seat when it comes to seeing things. One scenario which I want to bring it here, I was knowing a person who was from education background, like academic background. He used to be a principal. What had happened, there was a notification or like there was supposed to be an information was supposed to reach to other people regarding a schedule. This principal who happens to convey the things to the teachers, fellow teachers, eventually what happened? He started seeking consensus. He started seeking consensus, means waiting for everybody's approval. You're becoming a nice boss. This is real. Depth of consensus is real. Why the team is disrespecting you? Because of the same reason. You're acting that people pleaser. We've all been in that state. You asking for everybody's approval, everybody's consensus will put you in trouble. Will literally put you in trouble. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to start realizing that consensus is not the way. Command. Command. Commanding is the way. My Navy friend told me that every time, whenever some command comes from the higher officials, he just listens to it. But again, my Navy friend who happens to be a lieutenant, he goes and speaks with his subordinates. When he does it, when he speaks with the team, he just gives a clear cut instruction. In Navy, loyalty has the least priority. Competence becomes a prime factor. Competence becomes a prime factor. There was a time that when I used to speak with other batchmates of mine who used to be in different corporate sector. When I spoke with them, when I was having a discussion with one of the managers or the senior managers, they happened to tell me they feel this as a theory. It is not a practicality. I feel the theory itself is very much important to see the future because everybody are losing architecture. They're not realizing the team is falling apart because of architecture leak. You're not able to make a decision integrity. What does it mean by decision integrity? Your team is aligned with you. Is the team sharing the same vision as yours? My Navy friend told me the same thing. When the directions were given, they just listen to it. They just need to abide by the whole command structure. There is no going back. How many times are we behaving like a compass? Always we are behaving like a sponge. We are not thinking through. Everybody are getting ignored because of this loyalty trap. This is infesting the team getting infested by bad decisions. As a leader, what if you're taking a bad decision? Who will oppose it? If you're having a smooth sail, how does it improve the whole performance? Peter Drucker said the same thing. Efficiency is effectiveness. He said the same thing. Efficiency is effectiveness. The team can only see effectiveness if there are high performing people or individuals who are driving it. We can't drive the result until unless there is a friction. Conflicts are nothing but information friction. One person had asked me that why do many people prefer loyal employees over competent ones? I gave him this one simple answer. We need that cushion. We need that sponge to, to rest on. We just need somebody whom we can start seeing as a person, okay, he or she will start agreeing to whatever I say. We need that consensus. We need that very fact. We don't want people to oppose us. Because of that, we are feeling that I don't want anybody against me. You're literally losing the whole performance. Performance is going down. As the day passes, people will start losing interest to work with you. You're not realizing you're derailing the whole team. You're infesting the people also with empathy tags. You're not seeing the vision. I'll give you one situation now. You tell me what you would do in this situation. There was a company, a big multinational conglomerate. They're into IT services. What happened? There was a senior VP who had a couple of reporting managers. There was a transition in the organization. He happens to speak with the team. Now, a couple of them agreed, a couple of them tried seeking an explanation. So, the loyalty trap happens to get activated. Eventually, at the time of next meeting, okay, this senior VP happens to ignore the people who rebelled him. What happened was the senior VP happens to speak with the CEO. He called him and he spoke with him. Took right, left. What might have happened? You tell me. There was a project delay. People were not aligned. What might have happened? The CEO spoke to the senior VP. So the CEO told, why didn't you see this through? Why didn't you see this through? He just asked the senior VP a plain question. Under your watch, this has happened. Leadership means something has happened under your watch. If people are watching you, if people are reporting to you, so they have done a mistake, means they have not been able to see the things through, then you have also missed it out. Under your watch, this has happened. So leadership is always about, it is not what others are feeling about you. It is the decision, means it is the architecture of decisions you have made while they were watching you. One more person had asked me that what are the two bad things that can happen to your company if they keep promoting loyalty instead of performance? It will sink automatically if people are not seeing, performance, the team's whole morale will go down. The team will start sinking. If loyalty is taken as a criteria, we are not realizing it actually. Everybody are behind. This person is near to me. This person is close to me. Okay, let me make this person as the next in line. You are not realizing you are breeding corruption. My Navy friend told me the same thing, that if I start giving a relaxation, if I start giving complete autonomy for loyalty, my team will start breaking at a higher scale. So there the command matters. Why? The team needs to start seeing through. Command builds the credibility. Command builds competence. There was one more question from one more party. He asked me that what is the difference between being loyal and competent? Right question. I asked him, what do you feel about it? What will be your answer? He told that loyalty and competent both are same. No, they are not same. Loyal is that you're ignoring even a bad decision. You're literally not even thinking about that bad decision, what the leader might have made. Competent means he or she will start asking questions. If it is right, if it is wrong, they'll start asking questions. That's how the competence is built. You'll not be agreeing to everything and anything what the other party is saying. There was one more question from Rahul. Give one example from a family or a company where loyalty was rewarded more than a talent. Here, what I want to showcase a school example. Take an example of a school where in a school the teacher is pampering a kid with a candy. Okay, whatever the teacher will say, the kid will go and bring back duster, or like he'll go and call somebody. So he's like a puppet when the teacher is trying to train him. In a normal classical scenario, there'll be one kid who will be not listening, but that kid will be highly active, highly competent, like scoring good marks. That kid will not get recognized. Why? Because we are making this loyal kid as a dummy representative. He'll become a dummy representative. He's not going to build his competence. In the same way, in organizations, we are breeding people with less capacity, people with low caliber, low credibility. I'm not talking about meritocracy here. I'm talking about competence. Competence exceeds loyalty. There was a question from a person, explain the difference between loyalty and commitment in a professional setting. I told him this is a good question. We should know what does it mean by a loyalty and a commitment. Take an example. Loyalty is that whatever Shivkumar is saying, whatever Shivkumar is saying, you're so loyal to me, you'll start asking, you'll start seeking everything. You'll not even ask anything. You're loyal to me. It's just like a small puppy. It's a loyal puppy. You'll listen to everything, whatever I'm saying. You'll do whatever I will say. Right? So you are showing that extreme level of loyalty, and I'll also start showing favorism to you. Okay. But what does it mean by commitment? Commitment, take an example. In a professional setting, I have committed that this work will get over by this date or this deadline or this due date. I will be having a commitment that I will be ethically so sounding that my decision integrity will start aligning with my very perspective. I'll start taking things into my hand to make sure that things are getting completed. I'm committed towards making things a success. I'll be behind it actually. I'll be behind, very much behind to complete it. Okay. So one person had asked me when I met him, I still remember the question. That's why I've written it down. How does loyalty trap create a culture of mediocrity? Tell me the mechanism of it. This is A classic scenario, classic question actually. This is a culture of mediocrity. Guys, I have a small principle actually. The principle being that you know what is the most problematic thing in any organization? It is a simple thing. I'll try to give you in a context. Take an example. There are four boxes. Okay. This is high performing, high will. Okay. High performing, high will employees. Low performing, but high will. Low, low, high, low. Here, this is okay. High performing, high will. They are the people whom you're supposed to start thinking. They are the people who are driving the whole ship. If you want to means lift somebody, you're supposed to always make sure that high performing and high will people only you're supposed to lift. Whom you're supposed to first get rid of? It is low performing and low will. They are the bacteria, they are the virus who is going to infect the whole system. They are the ones who are going to change it actually. If you're not making them to come out of the organization, they will breed multiple multiples of different derailing factors or like demotivating things. They'll spoil the whole pie. But what if high performing and low will? They are also a problem. Why? Because they'll become eventually toxic. They'll become a toxic employee. Whom you can trust apart from high performing and high will? It is average performing, I would say average, like medium performing, but high will. You can train them. That too, you can train them with people who are high morale, high will, high performing. They will train it for you. So your goal should be to make sure that how I can start making sure that people who are in line, who wants to address your things, they can get in touch. They can start seeing the things which I'm seeing as of now. My friend who happens to be at a different position in the corporate company, he told me that he also asked me that Shiva, you are a leader by yourself. What do you feel about whenever there is a point that you want to pick which side, loyalty or competence, or loyalty with competence? What do you want? I told him cutthroat. I want competence because I believe in performance. Performance is the key. Efficiency is effectiveness, as Peter Drucker, the father of management, has said. It's true. Simon Sinek might have told you that the circle of safety, okay, where people can start becoming more and more dependent, people can start relying on it, or inspirational leadership. I have a huge, immense respect for Simon Sinek, the work he has done, the contribution what he has made. But in a practical scenario, we should all be like Navy. We should be aviation grade when it comes to leadership. We should see a world far ahead than the normal one. Because if you are being normal, you can't achieve things. Being a leader is not a joke. It is not at all a joke. You are alone in that journey. I am alone in this journey. I should start taking things into my hand. If I'm not able to start taking the ownership, if I'm not able to start taking accountability, things will start going haywire. It is not. It's a lone journey, but it has many perks to it. Even John C. Maxwell's idea of servant leadership also will not work. How can be a servant and also you're also trying to elevate people who are loyal to you? It doesn't work like that. One person had asked me, what is the hidden cost of loyalty trap on high performing employees? This is a good question. Why? This loyalty trap, right? Loyalty trap is making your high performing employees lose trust, respect. They're losing respect in you. High performing employees, they are losing respect because that you are promoting, you are uplifting, you are elevating who are not credible. Only because that they are favorite to you, they are your favorite, you're elevating them. It's not that. Sometime later it will start coming and haunting you. That whole idea of loyalty trap will not work at a higher end, higher level. How does favorism based on loyalty affect decision making and execution speed? This I have always spoken of actually. Execution speed or velocity and decision making capacity. These two are highly sorted skill sets. This decision making plus execution. If you're not able to take a call, you can't rely on the team. Team is as much clueless as you. You're not able to drive the whole team because of the very fact that you're not able to see through. You have made loyalty as a priority. I have made as a means I used to make loyalty as a priority. Loyalty is not a priority. Loyalty should not be a priority. Your only on if like one and only thing is to make sure that you will start giving a chance to competence. You will start arriving at competence. There was a question who actually one of the top leaders had asked me, how would you identify if your organization is stuck in a loyalty trap? I told the same. As a leader, I have seen this. I have also made a mistake, but I got up. I woke up. If the organization is in a loyalty trap, I would always make sure that the fundamentals are clear. I need to start restructuring the whole narrative. This whole block, again, I'll start writing. Okay, who are this average? Okay, high. Okay, this is low. This is high. So, who are my high performing, high will employees? With them, I'll start having conversation. I need to start figuring it out. Where am I leading to? Where am I leaning to also? This average performance but high will, them also I need to start taking into count because they're going to get trained by the very best, the highs, the high performing employees. The high performing and low will people, the toxic, I need to give them small reminders. Low will and low performance, they need to let go. They're supposed to. So in the organization, if as I am the leader, I need to start recalling the things which I've done. Shouting is not leadership. Toxic behavior is not leadership. What is leadership? Leadership, whenever you are taking an accountability, whenever you are owning your decision, when things are at your disposal, the things which have happened under your watch, that is leadership. So there was one more question that tell me about a time you had to choose between a loyal but average performer, highly competent but less loyal person. What frameworks or tools would you use to audit and fix loyalty based promotions in a company? As I told, if this is a tricky question actually. If a performer, he's an average performer, but he's having strong will. As I mentioned, if he's a strong willed person, I'll start making sure that he'll get trained. If he's a low performing but high loyalty, I'll remove him. If he's a high performer but he's also high in will, I'll retain him. But he's a high performer, low will, he'll become a toxic employee, remove him. So my framework, as I always told, move technique, manage the uncertainty, own the outcome, validate the boundaries, execute with velocity. This one framework will change everything. My Navy friend also told this is one of the best principles, best foundation, move technique. He's also following the same thing. That start managing your uncertainty. What are the uncertainty in your project? What are the things which you are not very much comfortable about? Start managing it. Own the outcome, whatever the results might be. You need to be ready. You need to catch up to it. You should start thinking about it. Okay. Validating the boundaries. What are the limitations we have? What are the shield? What are the fences we are supposed to go out? Where we can start thinking that this is limiting us. This is going to put us in a bad patch. Execute with velocity means how we can start running faster, running faster, running faster. So start trying from a perspective that which are the factors which is derailing us, which is putting us down. Start working on that. Very much needed. Very much needed. So there was one more question from Raghu. How do you balance rewarding loyalty while maintaining high competence standards? What systems would you put in place? Raghu, what I would do, simple thing. Whenever I am looking into the people, when for me the criteria is performance, and I strongly believe in a strong terminology called culture builds the team. Culture will build the team. If he is an average performer, I'm very much okay with it. But he should be part of the culture. If he is very much intending, he is very much active in terms of pursuing and also taking up the culture to next level. I'm very much up for it. If he's a high performer, but he is not up for the culture, if he's going to become a toxic person, I need to let him go. Means if, even if I'm liking him, the very leadership says, the leadership foundation says that even if a person you're liking, but he's going to bring a wrong impression, a bad patch to the team, you need to let it go. Can't be helped because team needs culture. Culture builds the rhythm. There was one more question from Geeta. What frameworks or tools would you use to audit? Okay, this question we have seen. How would you communicate a shift from loyalty based to performance based culture without causing resentment or key people leaving the organization? Thank you. How would I communicate a shift, a transition from loyalty based to performance based culture? This is simple, Geeta. That if I'm trying to bring a change, I need to own the risks actually. If I'm trying to transition, if I'm trying to bring a different outcome, means at start there will be hiccups. At start there'll be resistance. But eventually, whenever some things needs to be conveyed, some things are to be addressed, we can't keep quiet. We need to start voicing it out positively and effectively. Communication is the key, actually. Every leader, the most sought out skill for a leader is communication. It is communication. Having vision and all, it is part of it. But what if, as a leader, you're not able to communicate? DDI report, SHRM report, CLS report, wavelength report, Deloitte report, Gartner report, every report have said the same thing. The third most important skill of any leader is the communication. When the transition is happening, when there is a shift from loyalty to performance based, here you need a lots and lots of training. There'll be lots and lots of conflicts. I'm not telling there will not be a conflict. The people who are supporting you, they'll become your enemies, like frenemies, friends turning into enemies. That can happen any point in time. Actually, that can happen any point in time. And here, as you're bringing your performance-based people, there'll be a lot of friction. Okay, why he is doing at this right moment? He used to have a different circle where he used to be comfortable with, right? So that will again start changing because your criteria has changed over a point in time. How? See, when you're making this shift, it is very much better that if you are more transparent, what you are seeking and what do you need, that one understanding you're supposed to have. That is very much needed. The more the transparent you are, the more the better it is. The travel or the journey will become more fruitful if the transparency is maintained. So in that way, whenever I'm trying to communicate with as being a leader, I always try making sure that all the parties are in line with the current happenings, current decision. So it needs to, the things needs to take its own time. It needs to start pushing to the bar where performance will become the criteria, not the loyalty. There was a question actually. There was a question somebody had mailed me that you're telling loyalty is bad. Are you saying that I should start distrusting my people, like my reportees or like my joinees or etc.? Explain yourself right now. Our company has grown because of loyal people. Now you want to bring outsiders. This is nonsense. Please convince me. I don't want to take up the name who has sent this, but this is one of the key moments. What I say is that here it is the point where this shows us litmus test. I'm not telling people should start firing. They should start making people to leave. The people who have trusted, the people who have gained the very trust from the organization, isn't it? So I'm not trying to outcast or like trying to make people to go make people to go out of the company. It is just that they might be out of a small bunch who are there. Out of that, a creamy layer of people might be derailing the whole into or motivation of the organization. It is happening actually. If you're thinking that these people are working from so long, they're so trustful, I'm not at all questioning about they are good, bad, nothing like that. It is just that their competence level is not matching with the organization's expectation. If the organization's expectations are not matching, it will not tally. Organization needs the tires, right? The wheels. Wheels are nothing but the employees. If they're not getting aligned, it will not fall into place. It will not be good. So here you can make few infected officials who are dealing the organization. Only few. Others are all fine. As I am telling again, culture is important. Even if they are working from so long, loyalty doesn't come from the fact of you need to start giving respect because they have already started working from so long. No, not at all. Not at all. Not required. There was one more message. What if the competent guy is arrogant, disrupts team morale? You think I should still promote him? Defend your stupid idea. Okay, the person is calling this as a stupid idea. If the person is arrogant, disturbs the team morale, chuck him out. I'm telling you, you need to chuck him out. The person who is also spoiling, the person who is also spoiling the culture needs to go out. He should go out actually. Culture builds the team. Culture builds the team. If the person is not in line, he is arrogant. If arrogance is one most top rated behavior of a wrong employee. Here, the morale, the motivation, right? So everything is because of competence. The morale can be improved based on your humility. Morale can be improved based on your humbleness. You can't start dictating. So what if that employee is such a toxic employee and he starts disrespecting and disrupting the team's idea, the motto? It is not going to work out. It is not cool. Start seeing that. So it is very much advised that not to make this person to grow because he or she might get enough chances, enough opportunities, but not at your organization. Think about how the team will start finding that if you start promoting the people who are very much disrespectful, they'll put you down. Eventually, they'll put you down. This is going to happen. There was one more question from Ramchandra. I have been running this organization for X number of years. You think you know better. Tell me exactly what changes I should make this quarter. If I follow your advice, things go wrong, who is going to take responsibility? Here, they've also asked for the framework. Okay, Ramchandra, here I'm not asking you to start following whatever I'm saying, but I'm recommending you to start seeing the things through. Because you might be knowing how the company is getting operated for past 15 years. You have been in the field more than me or anybody also, but you're not knowing what is leaking. You're not knowing what is getting shattered. You're not knowing how the things are played. You're just leaving the employees, you're just leaving the whole organization in a sinking boat. Architecture leak, decision, integrity leak, circle of logic leak, structural integrity leak. So, whenever you are there as a leader, you're only seeing from a generalized perspective. You're seeing from a generalized perspective. When you start seeing the things through, your organization would have been far more better position. It would have achieved far more greater heights. As you didn't see it through, things are not falling into place, isn't it? So here, what changes I should make this quarter? Start. It's a simple thing. Guys, leadership is not a soft skill. It is not at all a soft skill. It is not at all a soft skill. It is a rare skill. Leadership is not a character, it's a behavior. It is a behavior. What we are trying to showcase. So, leadership is always about not what others are feeling about you, it's about the architecture of decisions you have made while they were watching you. As a leader, as a person who is working at an organization, you might be you might be thinking that whatever I'm doing, it's for the best of the employee's perspective, employee's sake. No, what is best for the organization should be your priority. Many a times we are not realizing a simple gesture, a simple change in behavior, like you giving it more extra preference, extra priority to loyalty based people, it will start demoralizing the high competent people. One of my closest buddies have told me the same thing, that when they used to work for the organizations, I asked them that, okay, why you're leaving the organization for so early, like 1 year, 1.5 year. They're all super competent people, know everything. they, they've told me that, which actually shook me, is that they've just told, leader is incapacitated on decisions. This is true. They're directly telling this. Leaders are incapacitated to take decisions. They take flawed decisions, bad decisions. They openly tell this. They're all earning hefty money, but they're leaving because of the culture which is giving them that very feeling. It's happening in the top companies actually. Top companies are also giving this, the culture. I'm very much embarrassed saying the same thing, that we are giving preference, we are giving a silver plate to people with loyalty, not with people with high competence. It is such a revelation. We aren't prepared for it. One thing which I want to bring it to your notice, I just want to give a case study to you now. You just tell me what you would do in this situation. One of my Air Force friend, who is at a level of captain. That Air Force friend told that he was called for a meeting. The whole meeting room was completely silent. When the Martian was speaking, they were all listening to it. They all heard the whole thing. But if there is a question they used to ask, there were some information which are left out. So what would you do in this situation? You're that Navy person now. What you would do in this situation? Are you start going and taking depth of consensus? Are you going to start seeing this depth of consensus? Are you going to start seeing a nice boss culture? No. As I told, in A Force also, your competence will become your reference or background. Background. Competence will become your skin. Competence will become your blood. There are places that you can't even say in the world that where are the places, these particular places where they are infesting with loyalty. You might be highly devoted. You might be highly credible enough to please your boss. We have seen this, now that we do say this. Okay, people, he's putting a bucket or something. No, if you want a result, if you want the outcome to be in your favor, you need to start taking things into your hands. Start proving yourself. Competence. Do you think that how the organizations are hiring a top organization, it's because of that they're all loyal? The internal shuffling, internal elevation will happen at a different level. Need to realize that. So here he said that he happens to speak with his marshals. Then they gave him a clarity. Conflict, as I said, conflict is nothing but information friction. It's just information friction, nothing else. Everybody goes through the same phase. I'm telling you, as a leader who has seen all these things, your one go to thing, one priority should be to make sure that people are aligned with you. Loyalty will not become your scope of work. Your scope of work should be performance is the bar, performance is the threshold, results are threshold. It is such an important factor. As I've tried addressing all these different cases, it is very much clear that loyalty will not bring any fruitful result to you. Competence, the people who are competent, they will start giving you that fruits. Don't become don't become a prey to loyalty. Don't become a prey to loyalty. Never become one. One thing which I can tell you, if you start seeing this, if you start seeing in a way this loyalty, amoeba or bacteria, virus, anything you can say, it'll start it'll start becoming a burden or a disease. What if that you have given rise to a lot of loyalty, lot of priority to loyalty? What if they have screwed up? Are you going to take up that blame also? Are you up for it? You're going to safeguard them. How long? How long you're going to safeguard them? It is not a right note. Don't try doing it. Okay. So now try becoming a leader who listens. Now try becoming a leader who doesn't give rise to loyalty. try becoming a lawyer who believes in competence. Competence is the factor. Competence is your priority. Competence is the parameter. Okay. One thing which I want to share with you guys, we are also coming to the a level. Leadership can't be dictated when the people are pleasing you. If you're pleasing them, they're pleasing you, it's vice versa. Means you can't command leadership. As I told, that there are multiple leadership gurus who have given you that very idea of motivate them. Okay, be a servant, inspiration, instances. We have multiple examples. As such, I want to name them also. Simon Sinek, John C. Maxwell, Patrick Lencioni, the church, I think Groschel, everybody have given you the very idea of motivation is the key to leadership. No, Andy Grove of Intel had never been that one leader. Narayan Murthy had never been that one leader. Tata had never been that one leader. Right? Azim Premji had never been that one leader who became servants to these factors, these fundamentals. If you want to pursue something, if you want to perceive something, you need to start making sure that you need to keep loyalty away. If you're just making the people who are loyal to you to grow to a next stage, it will fall. It will fall like a domino. It will just fall like this. Shh. That it will fall like that. You're not realizing it. So every leader whom I've had an interaction with, anybody to take an example, I do admire the work of every leader who is there right now. Vijay Shekhar Sharma. I want to congratulate Kunal Shaw also, who happens to become that extraordinary case of from India, the first like Indian who happens to be the WhatsApp Inc. CEO or the group head. Such a high performing ethics. He said the same thing. If you are highly performing, you're highly ethical, you don't need all these things. There will be a place for everybody whosoever, like Kunal Shah. You can become the CEO of WhatsApp also. Your time is also there. You can also start becoming one. Now, I want to tell you that one story what my Navy friend had told me. My Navy friend told me that there was a scenario where one of his commanders called him. It was early in the morning, about 3 p.m., 3 a.m. 3 a.m. He had a word with the commander. He told him that, okay, you'll go to this island. From there, you'll operate like this. Okay. This is the hostage situation. You'll go and solve the things and come back. So it's already 3 a.m. in the morning. He called all his crew members 4 a.m. in the morning post that meeting. So then they left, means they started preparing for the things around at 4:30. No choice. There is no choice. So you need to start making sure that how this vision can be conceptualized, how these things can be arrived at a common point, a success. Majorly, it's a success. I told the people the same thing. Commitment will give rise to consistency. Consistency will give to success. If you want to make sure that you need that success, success only can be arrived at Consistency. Consistency is derived on commitment. Commitment is derived on competence. Only competence can give rise to commitment. Only commitment can give rise to consistency. Only consistency can give rise to success. Success can only give rise to, if you are very much ethical, you'll always have humility. Don't be that person where people are very much afraid to speak with you. People are very much feel that you're arrogant. Don't be that person. I'm not telling you should become shrewd. I'm not telling you should become more of a narcissistic person. Be a humble person when you're also at the top. When you're at the bottom, don't be disrespectful. People are always watching you. As a leader, you are that one person everybody wants to aspire. Everybody are aspiring to become you. That is one lesson you're supposed to keep in mind. Now, just think from a perspective. Loyalty is a virus. Competence is the vaccine. If you want high performing employees, if you want high performance, vaccine is the key. Competence is the key. Do you want to spoil the body? You want to spoil the very team's culture, team's very mindset? Go for loyalty. You'll see it in the coming weeks. You'll see it in the coming days. You'll see it in the coming years, months. Loyalty will not fetch you the yield. Culture will. Culture and competence are the two things which is going to fetch you the results. Now, leadership means it is the architecture of decisions you're made while they were watching you. It is not about what others are feeling about.